Welcome to Dorset. Today we're at a very windy Lulworth Cove and we're here for sunrise. Well, it's a bitterly cold morning down here at Lulworth. It's just got into November and obviously, as you know, lockdown is due in the next couple of days, in fact. So desperately trying to get out and get a few images before it all happens. But there's a lot of chat on the internet at the moment about photographers going out and whether it's allowed, whether it's not. And I've got to be honest, I just don't know at the moment. So this might potentially be the last vlog for a little while. But equally, you never know, we might be allowed out. If we are, I'll carry on doing them. So we just have to wait and see see if the government make it any clearer. At the moment, it's about as clear as mud. So we just don't know where we stand. Unfortunately, it's really not looking too good now this morning. The cloud has really started to disperse, and the high level that we had here, it's just vanishing before my eyes. I mean, sunrise now, we're talking 10 minutes away, and there really just doesn't seem to be enough cloud to be a decent sunrise. But we're going to hang in there. You never know. I mean, there is high level out there, and if it goes, it should go nicely. So at least we should get something. Well, it does look like the clouds disappeared. We've only got a small bit of high level just left in front of us now, and sadly on a wide angle lens that's going to just disappear to almost nothing. So it's not going to be the shoot that we want, and I think the panorama shot, I don't think we're going to make that today. To be honest, I don't think we're going to get any shot today. It just looks a little bit rubbish. One of those mornings I really wished I'd stayed in bed, to be honest, but got to come out, especially with the possibility of being locked down. It's just get out while we can. But yeah, sadly this morning not looking so good. Desperate man trying to get a few pictures before lockdown. Right, we've just made a bit of a mad dash to move over to Stair Hole, which is just the other side of Lulworth Cove. We've got some beautiful light and it's just falling on the edge of Stair Hole itself. So it's going to make a much better shot than where we were at Lulworth Cove. And as I've kept saying all the time, you must adapt. If the shot that you've got and you're composing for just isn't working, adapt, move, go with where the light is. And at the moment, hopefully we're going to capture something. It looks really, really nice. Okay, so we're looking at Stair Hole and the light has just hit the far edge of it. It's just coming in from behind us now. And it's really, really glowing up nicely. And we've got a great degree of swell going on down in Stair Hole. So it really looks quite sort of angry and interesting. So it's hopefully we've managed to rescue it and get a reasonable shot of it. But yeah, it's been a really, really tough morning. It's gone from being completely cloudy and rainy to very, very clear in such a short space of time. And we've just had to adapt and try and move to in order to get a shot. But yeah, conditions really, really tough this morning. But I'm fairly hopeful we've got something. Stair Hole, it's a beautiful old cave that's actually collapsed inside itself. And what it does is it allows the water just to flow through. It's got a couple of little access points. It really is a beautiful place. Bit of a handful to actually get down and shoot, but it can be done. But it's much safer to shoot from the top where we are at the moment, especially in all this wind. But it gets very, very muddy down below, and it's almost like clay. And people do go down there and unfortunately sink into it. So you have to be really, really careful here. We're shooting on a portrait orientation at the moment because the Stair Hole itself is quite a long view down, and it really, really suits it much better than a landscape orientation. So yeah, we've switched around to go for that. We haven't got much in the way of colour there because the sun's already up. What we have got is gorgeous light right on the edge of Stair Hole. It's not going to be the best picture ever, but it might just be one that rescues it for us because this morning's picture of the cove, not very good, just not happening there. The conditions just weren't right for it. But here, lots of swell. It looks really, really good. Hopefully, we're going to get something. Currently we're shooting at f11. We've got quite a lot in this scene. We've got some close-up foreground, although we're not really tight on it, but it's just going to give us a better front to back sharpness. So we're on f11, shooting down, ISO 50, and our shutter speed on this one at the moment, it's an 1/8 of a second. So yeah, hopefully we'll manage to nail something with this light. I mean, it is gorgeous light, so at least we've got something out of this, hopefully. The sun's just moving around now and it's starting to put a little bit of light just on our foreground. But what it does mean is as I'm taking a picture, I have to move back each time to make sure my shadow doesn't fall into the foreground. So it might look a bit strange, but essentially just moving back. And there you go, the shadow's just nipped out of it. One thing I thought I'd mention, it's such a simple thing. Cable release. I see so many people shooting on a 2-second timer or a 10-second timer in order to get the same effect. One of these cable releases, it's a cheap edition, 10 quid, something like that. They're absolutely essential. With a 2-second timer, it's almost impossible to time it. If you're waiting for a wave to come in and you want to get a certain sort of drawback, to do it on a 2-second timer, it's just not practical. One of these cable releases, £10. It saves all the hassle, instant, well worth it. We're just slightly underexposing just to make sure that we capture the light right on the tip of Stair Hole here. It's a technique that I've done on a couple of videos and I'm sure you've seen it. Essentially what we're doing is we're exposing for the highlights rather than exposing for the overall scene. And what it means is we'll just get our highlights nice, full of detail and not blown out anywhere. Okay, what we're going to have a go at now is we're going to take a slightly longer exposure because we've got a lot of movement in the water, so it lends itself really well to this. We're using a Case 6-stop ND filter, and what that's going to do, it's just going to darken everything down, so it gives us a much longer exposure time. We've also got a lot of seagulls that are flying around, which are frankly a pain in the backside, and they keep jumping in shot. So this long exposure will hopefully eliminate these seagulls from our shot. They shouldn't be a problem, but we'll see how we get on. We're shooting at 30 seconds. We've got f16 for our aperture, and we're on ISO 50. Sadly, it does look like the light has now gone behind a bit of a cloud, and I don't think we're going to get the best of it. The golden tones of the first bit of morning light are disappearing now. It's becoming a lot more harsh. So I think we're going to call it a day and head back. But hopefully we've got a couple of decent images. I'll stick them up. Let me know, which did you prefer? Did you prefer the long exposure or the standard shutter speed? Let me know in the comments. It'd be great to hear from you. It really is a chilly morning here at Stair Hole. I'm so cold. I've got some gloves with me and I really should put them on because my hands are absolutely going numb, but it's been a bit of a blind panic trying to adjust to get round to shoot whilst we've got some light here. So I've been just trying to make the most of it and adapt quickly. Well, by playing around and adapting a little bit, hopefully we've managed to nail a couple of shots. It's been a tough morning, and there wasn't really an awful lot of options going on with Lulworth Cove itself, but a quick move to Stair Hole, and hopefully we've nailed something. We've got the light going on there, and it really did look rather nice. So just once again, can't emphasize it enough. Adapt if you need to. You know, sometimes it's just the only thing that's there, and it's the best option to do. Don't just stick out trying to go for a shot that's not working. Just make sure you look around, check behind, make sure there's not any light falling on another subject. And if there is, move, get on it. As always, I'd really appreciate a like on the video, a subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time.